Hello there everybody and welcome back to Movie Squirm. Today I'm going to be ranking the X trilogy or the Ty West trilogy or the Mia Goth trilogy, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to refer to it as the X trilogy. Now it's quite rare I would rank three movies, but I feel like this is justified because each one of these movies have different opinions. A lot of people have different ones as their number one because of very different reasons, and I think the reason is because of that is they are all great films. I rated them all the same on Letterboxd, so whatever I rank these films in a minute, it is by a razor edge. But they all have different feels to them. One of them takes place in the 1910s, one of them is the 70s, and one of them is the 80s, and they all have slightly different tones, but they all connect together so well to make a fantastic triple bill. So, I just thought I'd come on here and it'd give me a chance to talk about X and Pearl as well. So if you want to see my Maxine review in full, I'll leave it in the link down below. Let's just get into it, guys. In third place. So in third place is going to be Pearl. Now, like I said, guys, I like all these movies near enough as much as each other. But for this one, I just feel like it is a little bit more of a smaller scale story because nearly all of the film takes place on this farmhouse. Yes, I know X does as well, but I'll get onto that in a minute as to why I think it's a little bit of a more expansive movie. But Pearl is more of a character focus, and I'm going to be honest, this is arguably Mia Goth's best performance because nearly all of the film is focusing on her. She takes near enough every scene in the movie. She's just constantly there. We are constantly following her story. And she plays this really great character in this crazy young person called Pearl, who will go on to later, be the old woman in X, of course. But she is just a little bit cuckoo. She has definitely got something missing there that leads her to a lot of trouble and bloodshed and violence. And she really just wants to get off this farm because she has got bigger aspirations to go places and become famous, but her overpowering mother just will not let her go and get off this farm, and it really messes her up and really frustrates her. And by the way, the mother in this character, the character of the mother, has got to be one of the worst horror movie characters of all time. Not that it's a bad performance or anything, I just hate her character. So I was kind of championing Pearl a little bit there to get out of the situation. But there's some really great visuals in this film. It takes place in the 1910s, 1918, I believe, where the war is sort of coming to an end, the First World War, and Pearl is kind of stuck on this farm, but it's a very colourful film. It's like a Technicolor type visual style, and it really reminded me of The Wizard of Oz. So if you think of the start of The Wizard of Oz being in colour and a horror movie, that's the vibe I got. I hope that makes sense to you, but that's just what it reminded me of. And there's some great moments in this film, of course, where we have a great shot of Ty West, that Ty West has done with Pearl coming out of the house to chase her friend down with the axe and stuff because her friend got the part and she never. There's some real treats of scenes here, but I just think Mia Goth stands out in this movie so much and confirms her to be one of the best actresses working today. She takes the bull by the horns here and has some great moments. There's a monologue scene that she does later on in the movie that lasts about 5 minutes, just a camera in one shot, and it's unbelievable to look at. And this has got to have one of the best end credit scenes of all time, where her husband comes home from the war and she's just doing this big smile as the credits come up, this constant smile. She does some real talented stuff here, I feel. So Pearl is a great origin story to the old woman in X, and it gives more depth to that character, and it's just a real treat, a real simple movie to go along and watch and just get lost in Mia Goth's world. And what I will say is, that is one lucky ass scarecrow. So in third place is Pearl. In second place, we do have Maxine. Now, upon rewatch, this could actually come first, I feel. I've only seen this movie once, where I've seen the other two twice, and they both improved on rewatch for me. So this one could go into first place again on rewatch. I don't know. We will have to see. But I really enjoyed this conclusion of the trilogy. This was one of my most anticipated films of the year, and Ty West absolutely nailed the 80s grimy streets of LA here. It really did feel like a dangerous place to live, with Richard Ramirez walking around in the background, the Night Stalker. It just feels like there's danger around every corner, and only the strong will survive. And Maxine Minx is definitely one of them characters. She is such a strong-willed character that she is determined to get where she wants to be in life, and nothing is going to stop her. And this movie sort of brings her past up with the events of X and stuff, and tries to stop her. And people are trying to bring her down. People are trying to get to her because she is on the brink of something special here. But she is not going to let any of that get in her way. Now, there's a real giallo feel to this movie. The way Ty West films this mysterious killer walking around, I think it was just straight out of the giallo pocketbook. There's some great side characters in this movie. Kevin Bacon absolutely steals the show at times. One of my favorite performances from Kevin Bacon ever. He's just this ultimate sleazeball. I loved every single scene that he was in. There is a character in the third act later on, who I'm not going to say who it is, but man, some of the greatest scenes in the movie happen in that third act with this character. And it just had a very satisfying end, I feel. This conclusion of this film was wrapped up so nicely. Ty West had a vision and he nailed it. He executed it perfectly. And I walked out the cinema with a massive smile on my face after seeing this. It lived up to so many expectations, and I had a great time with it. I love how it delves into the Hollywood studio sets as well. We even visit the Bates Motel at one point in this film, which is great. And I thought it was just a great third entry into this franchise. I really enjoyed it. It cemented itself. It was one of my favorite movies of the year now. I wasn't disappointed whatsoever. And like I said, this might go to first upon rewatch, who knows. But in second place for now, it's Maxine. Coming up in first place, though, is X. Now, this was a really surprising film for me back in 2022. It was in my top 10 movies of the year, and I loved it. Now, what I love about this movie more than anything is that it's a slasher film, but we get great characters. Now, one of the things that suffers with slasher movies the most, I feel, is the characters, because a lot of them are there just to be killed, and there is no time to get to know them really, or their personalities. And by the time we do, they're dead anyway. But here, this movie really flushes out the personalities of these characters. It's about this group of friends who are going to make a porno movie in this farmhouse that they're renting off this old couple. And they are going to make this industry pop, because it's kind of a new thing there, and they're very excited about what they're about to achieve. They all want to become famous and become stars and stuff. You got Brittany Snow in there, who is excellent in this. She really makes me laugh in this movie at times. She has, she is sort of dating Kid Cudi, who's the male porn star in this movie. Kid Cudi, of all people, man, he was excellent in this. I didn't know he had this acting ability in him, but I loved him in this movie. And Jenna Ortega in there and stuff. And Maxine Minx, played by Mia Goth, is kind of in the mix there. You kind of don't know she's the star of the movie until the final 30 minutes. And I think that is a favor to the other characters, because it doesn't just focus on Mia Goth. Even though she is the star of this trilogy, it takes its time to get to know all the other characters as well. It doesn't just fully focus on Mia Goth. And that really helps the film, because I have such a great time with this group of characters. And then when we get into the whole slasher type deal things, there are some great kills in this movie. I really love the guy who's the porn director, sorry, not the director, he's kind of the head of it all. He says people eyes are going to pop out of the damn skulls when they see all this, and next minute a fork goes through his eyes and his eyes pop out the skull. But yeah, it really just nails the whole 70s aesthetic as well. Definitely takes inspiration from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It has that whole visual style down to a T. Ty West, once again, nailing the decade that he has taken his place, that his movie has taken place in. And it's even got that camper van that they're all traveling in as well. It just really does remind me of that film. So yeah, such a fun movie, such a great slasher. Mia Goth does a great job of playing Maxine and Pearl, the older woman. And let's not forget that alligator that roams around the back of the farm. And there's a great scene later on involving that alligator. So yeah, X, what a great film. I had a great time on this rewatch. It improved to me on second viewing. And at this moment in time, it is my number one. Okay guys, hope you all enjoyed this quick ranking video. What are your thoughts on this Ty West trilogy, or this X trilogy should I say? Leave your rankings down below and I get back to you all, I promise. Thanks so much guys. If you like horror, please give this video a like and subscribe to this channel. It really helped me out. You take care and I'll see you all in the next video.